met up with Tania Yager. She's the organizer for the event that we're at, and she's getting a couple of chairs for us to sit and talk. And I'm having an IPA, hazy IPA from Weir Beer. They make all the beer here. This is a full-scale brewery, as you can see from all the big barrels back there. Thank you. Well, thank you, Tania, for meeting with Reviewer TV.
Yeah.
And you were saying via text and over the phone that you do more than one event per year. One is the Krampus, and I spoke to Kelly. She was telling me about the Krampus event that she does with you guys. She has like horns and stuff.
Yes.
You probably have more vendors that do that.
Yeah, we have, I think, last year we had 40 some odd vendors.
Wow.
And that was really fun. We're looking to expand. This is our 4th year, and we're looking to expand a little bit this year, but then on year 5, kind of really do a big blowout and shut down all of Maine. Right now, we just shut down Citrus and use one of the parking lots on Citrus in Vista. But yeah, we're looking to shut down the entire Main Street.
On Vista?
Yeah, not this year, but the following year, on our year 5.
Vista's got a real nice little kind of like country, small town feel to it.
Yeah, and I grew up here, so I'm very invested, having grown up here, and there not being a whole lot to do. And then, you know, kind of moving back here to take care of elderly parents, and we bought a house here, and I see the artist community here, and I see that there's just a lot of people who are sick and tired of having to drive to LA or drive down to San Diego to do cool things. And so I have a lot of hospitality, and I really love creating experiences for people, and
very social.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all small towns have kind of like that social love of neighbor kind of thing going.
Right. Yeah. I really feel like there's a lot of people in North County like me who maybe like Gothic art or Gothic music, or, you know, just kind of really enjoy an alternative lifestyle and alternative art, and they don't get represented very much in kind of like these beachside communities.
Yeah.
And so I started with the Dark Christmas Market, really wanting to make sure that my vendors who love doing dark art, dark fantasy art, have a place to sell stuff at Christmas time, because you go to a lot of these other markets and they sell things like painted seashells, and that's just not our vibe.
Surf goth.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
In Southern California, there's plenty of people that have kind of like those dark social leanings, but I mean, the beach vibe is so pervasive here in San Diego.
It really is.
The goths they're warlike people. They had to have been out in the daytime at some point to wage war, right? So I mean, you know, you can get a sunburn and still be goth. You know, so nice. But
it's a mindset.
Yeah. It's like being hillbilly. Being hillbilly, it's not so geographical. It's the way you think.
It's a mindset. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if that's a good comparison, but
so this was a fundraiser for the Dark Christmas Market. We start early, thinking about some of that stuff. I'm really thinking about it year round, and this is one of the things that I chose to do, to kind of grab some of the same like-minded vendors and the people who really like the Dark Christmas Market, and I'm like, come out, you know, see what's going on here, and get together and have a good time and raise money, and that's what we're doing.
And then there's also the Krampus event, and there was one other event I think you were telling me about. The annual Krampus event. Was that the dark oddities?
So the Dark Christmas Market The Dark Christmas Market of Vista is where we run the Krampuses, and that's one event, it's one night, and that's on December 13th this year. So that's the only other event that I sponsor.
And tell me about Krampus. I know there's probably people out there that know all about it, maybe know more about it than me. I'm sure they know more about it than me, but I mean, Krampus is like wasn't that originally an Austrian or
It's Austrian and Bavarian.
Okay.
So parts of Germany, parts of Austria, and parts of northern Italy, specifically in Tyrol. This is a Yuletide boogeyman, if you will, that essentially this is how parents would motivate their kids to be good. And it was...
scare them into being good.
What's that?
Scare them into being good.
Right, right. So traditionally what would happen is on the 5th of December, someone would dress up as Saint Nicholas, the Catholic Saint Nicholas, and then someone would dress up as Krampus, and they would go door to door, and they would kind of interview the kids, and Saint Nicholas would give out things like candy or nuts or oranges were very common, and you know, ask the kids had they been good, and they would recite maybe Bible verses or something like that. And then the Krampus would bust in the door and chase the kids around the house in order to scare them into being good. Like, this is what happens if you're not good.
And that's Austria, Germany, and northern Italy around
Correct.
Tyrol?
Yes.
Tyrol, is that where Milan is?
It's up further. Wait, it's in the Alps.
Yeah.
It's in the Alps. So it's Alpine Italy. And Tyrol has a very interesting history. It's like, you know, one day it was Austrian, and then it was Italian, and then it was Austrian, and then it was Italian. Lots of fighting. And with Mussolini, we ended up having, you know, that portion being firmly Italian. But there's a lot of Austrian influence. So you have this amazing kind of cuisine that happens, this architecture that happens that is very Austrian and German looking, but is also very Italian at the same time.
Well, that's where they caught him. I think the Partisans caught Mussolini up in the Italian Alps, and he was trying to get away.
Yeah.
During World War II. That's where my mom's grandfather was from.
Oh, wow.
Italian,
In Tyrol.
in the Italian Alps above Milan, but
Yeah.
I've never been there yet. One of these days, maybe.
So one of the things that I really love about doing the Dark Christmas Market, and specifically the Wild Hunt of Vista, which is what we call our little procession when we run our Krampuses.
The Wild Hunt of
The
Vista.
Wild Hunt of Vista. So one of the things that I really love about that is teaching all of my neighbors where some of our Christmas traditions actually come from.
Oh yeah, fascinating, isn't it?
So a lot of people don't know that the reason why we fill stockings has to do with Italian immigrants and the La Befana.
The Italian immigrants?
Italian immigrants and La Befana has to do with like filling stockings, right, during the winter time, with candy and treats and things like that. You know, some people don't realize, you know, why we bring Christmas trees into the house, that's a German, you know, very German and Austrian tradition to have. There's a lot of these really fascinating Yuletide traditions that happen all over the world. And the United States really feels like, it's like folks get into their brain that there's only one way to celebrate a winter holiday, and there's really not.
We're really good at marketing, aren't we? I mean,
Yeah, so, and they don't realize that some of this stuff is actually going on now. I mean, they're traditions that have been happening for a really long time, and they're happening now in these other portions of the world, and nobody even knows about it.
what do you mean, like what?
Like the Krampus. It's part of the reason why I bring the Krampus here. There's
Okay.
so many people that don't know.
Yeah.
Or the Welsh Mary Lloyd.
The Welsh Mary Lloyd?
Yeah, the Welsh Mary Lloyd is a horse skull that is draped in sheets and ribbons and bells and run around from house to house during the wintertime.
And that's in eastern England, the Welsh area?
In Wales and England, definitely
Okay.
on that border.
Wow.
And we're
Never
actually
heard of that.
we're making a Mary Lloyd this year. If you go up to our booth at the Dark Christmas Market,
Okay.
you'll see the horse skull that's out there.
Okay.
And we're asking people to write little love notes to their community, and we're going to sew them into her mane when we make her this year.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to send me an Instagram message about that, so I don't miss that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's good. And the fashion today that we're going to see at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You said there's a gothic bikini fashion show. Can you tell me about that?
Did you say gothic bikini?
Yeah, is that what it did?
So one of our designers designs gothic swimwear. She's right over here. Her name is Mina.
You go sitting down or sitting up?
I really love her message. Mina is, a person of color who has recognized that there's a lot of, let's say, gothic, whether it's photographs or, representation in the media that does not include very many black or people of color.
Yeah, they're not very well represented in the gothic.
Correct. So
yeah, they haven't been traditionally, at least not until now.
Correct. She uses all African American models. She designs for all body sizes, which I absolutely love. And when I kind of found out what she did, and her clothes are amazing. They're very, very well made.
Nice.
When I found out what she did, I thought I need to have her be a part of this.
That's one of my big complaints about the surf trunk manufacturing business. If I can go on a side note here, they don't make pockets that handle my big cluster of keys, and I always end up getting a tear at the bottom of my pockets. You spend like $70 for a pair of shorts. You want the pockets to last.
Right.
I mean, they need to be well made. Look good, fine, but they need to be well made.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the inclusion part of the golf scene is good. They're doing that more now, and they have to because of society. And society is kind of making everybody be more inclusive. But
and it's not. I mean, it's not one particular look. This is a mindset. It's a way of life. It's like, not one particular style or way of look. And I think it's really important that representation is there.
Yeah.
And so I think that's great. Also, some of the designers that I'm representing are from the East Coast. Melanie Patini with Wings of Sin. Her stuff is amazing. Wings of Sin.
Wings of Sin. Okay.
Yeah, her stuff is absolutely amazing. And I've bought a lot of it and I wear a lot of it, and it works for women and men of all shapes and sizes.
What's your favorite piece? Sorry.
Well, my favorite piece in this show, I think, is the kaftan that comes at the end.
Well, for personal, what's your personal favorite piece?
For personal, I think her skirts.
Okay.
Her skirts are amazing. They're flowy. They feel good. She also has some beautiful, long, drapey, outerwear that is just really, really beautiful. So I just feel dark and mysterious and luxurious in her clothing.
Nice.
And I thought, she's all the way in Vermont, and I want my friends and my community to see her stuff.
Oh, is that the one you're doing you're doing a Zoom call or something during the show? You said you're going to be putting it on the internet.
Instagram Live.
Instagram Live, so she can watch it.
So she can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's also some sort of a Viking heritage event that you were doing. What was it? Did I get that wrong?
Viking heritage event, the Vista Viking Festival we do.
Okay.
That's somebody else completely different.
Oh, okay.
I'm involved with them, but there's another organization that puts that on.
Okay.
Yeah, Norway Hall and Vista Viking Festival. So yeah.
Well, they were inclusive. I mean, the Vikings would take anybody who was willing to row with them and fight with them.
Right.
It wasn't all just Nordic people. They were Tony Celts and other people.
Yeah, and then we have Bits and Bones, Becky from Bits and Bones. She did this piece, and she's doing all of the bone jewelry that you'll see in the market.
Real, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a real rabbit skull.
Rabbit skull, wow.
And then Master of Petals, she's right out there, and she does these masks and bodices that are made all out of flowers.
A lot of what?
Flowers.
Flowers, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool.
How does she keep them from falling apart?
Ask her.
Okay.
She's out there.
Okay. Cool. Well, you weren't able to do it during COVID. You started before COVID, and I saw on Facebook you had to take a break during COVID, just like everybody. During that awful time during COVID.
No, I mean, yeah, so obviously, 2020, December of 2020, I didn't have anything going. 2019, I had my own private, dark Christmas market solo show, and then took a break in 2020. And then in 2021, I was like, I don't want it to just be me. I want it my whole community. And that's when we did our first big market.
2021?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when we did our first big one.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, super fun.
Yeah, it'd be good to keep the ball rolling, definitely. San Diego, northern San Diego is a little bit in need of something like this.
Yeah. And that's why you get people coming out in spades, which is nice.
Yeah, this is a good turnout.
Yeah.
Driving up on a nice, beautiful sunny day, and everybody's dressed in black and looks like they're here for a metal concert or something. But,
if I could have gotten it done any sooner, any earlier in the year, I probably would have, but
Do you prefer cloudy weather? Do you like it when it's cloudy and rainy?
Personally, I have seasonal affect disorder, so no, I like a sunny day. I was born in July, and I like hot, sunny days.
I do too, but I also like cold weather.
They make me feel productive.
I've got really thick hair, and it's like, I like it when it's cold and rainy. When it's hot, it's like, I don't know.
I don't necessarily need it to be hot. I just like it to be bright.
Bright and sunny.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it to be bright. Yeah. So, if you're good, do you have any other questions? Because I gotta.
Thank you for everything.
Move on.
I will let you get back to business.
Yeah, definitely.
It's 4:06. You said you'd be busy after 4 o'clock. So
yeah, I'm gonna start setting up chairs.
Yeah.
So the two designers that I talked about, Becky from Bits and Bones and Estera from Master of Petals, they're the two designers that are right out there.
To the left. Okay.
And then Mina, you should definitely talk to her.
Becky and Mina. Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Mina with an M.
Mina with an M.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tania Yager.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I will see you later.
Awesome. Thank you.